All right, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys had a solid Super Bowl weekend. But if you're a Patriots or Falcons fan, hopefully this gives you something to listen to for a few minutes. I definitely wasn't planning on this being my first video, but some news dropped and it is absolutely insane. We've got to talk about it. Because once again, every single year, like clockwork, we're looking at a situation where a young player who just made it to the league now has his career up in the air. Today, we're talking about none other than James Pearce Jr. You probably have heard a little bit about this situation, but more and more details keep coming out. This is a guy who just a few months ago was a first-round pick, a guy who just got to the NFL, was a Rookie of the Year finalist, and now just a few days later, his name is in the headlines for absolutely horrible reasons. Taking it back just a little bit, think about how long it takes to get to this point. It is such a rare and hard opportunity to even get to the point where he is now in the NFL. Most of these guys start playing football as kids. They grind through middle school, high school, college, all of it just for a shot at the league. We're talking about 15, 20 years of work, early mornings, injuries, pressure, everything just to hear your name called on draft night. That's the dream. When something happens right at the start of your career, it hits a little bit different to people because you're not talking about someone at the end of the road. You're talking about someone who just got there. Before we get too far, this is a quick disclaimer. I'm reacting on what is being reported. Details are still coming out, obviously. This is an active situation, so we're sticking to what we know right now and what it could mean moving forward. According to the New York Post quoted here, Atlanta Falcons rookie James Pearce Jr. allegedly crashed his white Lamborghini SUV into a vehicle being driven by Los Angeles Sparks forward Rickea Jackson. Twice, not just once, but twice, before he struck a police officer intentionally in an attempt to evade arrest. This story is just insane, and the more and more details you hear, the worse it gets. Rickea said here, Pearce rear-ended her car and hit her head on while she was driving towards the Doral, Florida Police Department. And that's not even all. It keeps getting worse. According to the affidavit, Pearce was standing outside of his vehicle when police arrived at the scene. An officer pointed a gun at him and ordered him to get to the ground. That's when Pearce allegedly got back into his car and closed the door. An officer opened the door, but Pearce shut it again, locked it, and drove away. Pearce's vehicle struck that officer in the left knee as he was fleeing this scene, according to the complaint. Which, of course, it just keeps going on. He eventually crashed his vehicle at an intersection and then fled on foot. And I mean, if you caught on to anything earlier, of course, that just wasn't going to be it. He was not going down without a fight. He did resist, arrest, and fight with the officers. What makes this even bigger was where he was at in his career. Coming out of Tennessee, Pearce was one of the most talented pass rushers in his class, an explosive player, high ceiling, someone a lot of teams thought could develop into a real difference maker. There was a time when people thought he could go top 10 in the draft. Of course, he didn't fall too far. He does end up still going in the first round, which still is a massive deal. But for people who keep up to date with college football or even the draft process, you would, of course, probably heard about a ton of reports about his character concerns. One of his high school teammates went as far as saying this. These are not made up character concerns, by the way. I went to high school with this dude. He is actually crazy. He has the worst anger issues ever. And going back to his Tennessee playing days, he didn't play every single down, which made a lot of people think maybe he's just not the best run stopper. He's just more of a pure pass rusher. He played on all the obvious pass rush downs, but he wasn't playing every single down. Which even me, before I knew his character concerns, I just thought maybe he wasn't the best run stopper. He was morely just out there for pass rush. According to Mike Green, a Tennessee staffer reported, I was told that the Tennessee football program could not only breathe easier once Pearce left campus, but that his pitch count in SEC play was not injury related. Pearce was seen as an undeniably uncoachable as a player with one foot out the door already this season, giving his coaches little incentive to put him on the field. That is absolutely insane for one of the coaches to say about you. This is why stories like this always feel crazy to watch. You spend your entire life working towards something. You finally reach that level, and then one situation can just change everything. We've seen this happen time and time again in sports. Different players, different situations, same kind of outcome. Now again, we don't know how this will play out legally. We don't know what the final results will be. He is facing up to 5 felony charges, with some of them being 2 counts of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, alleged stalking, fleeing police, and of course, crashing following that pursuit. I don't think the NFL will step in right away. This situation will be ongoing for probably quite a while. Best case scenario, he clears things up, gets another chance. Worst case, he gets into serious trouble before it ever really started, and that's the sad reality. We will definitely keep an eye on this story as more details come out. but it's another reminder of how fast things can change in the NFL. 1 minute you're a first-round pick and a defensive Rookie of the Year finalist. The next minute you're dealing with something that could affect everything. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think he will get another shot, or do you think the Falcons and other teams will move on? Drop your thoughts down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.